Moin moin and hello to all my friends from all over the world. This is a video I'm very excited about because I want to build the new MB01 from Tamiya. It comes with a Fiat Abarth. It's a wonderful model and the chassis is really new. It was published in the beginning of this year and this is the first time it comes out, so I'm really happy about this model. In this video I give you an example how this chassis will build, so you can follow me with all the steps, and if you're interested in how this chassis will be built, follow this video. So I have some more stuff, so I don't do an unboxing in this moment. There are other videos with unboxings, but you can see what I'm doing when I'm building this, but I can show you some stuff I already bought. So this is an extra color for this body. It is PS32 from Tamiya. This is the color for the box art building, so you need this. There are extra parts on this car, especially for this car, where it is in hard plastic. So this is already in the color of this tone, of this color. So you don't need extra color for the extra parts on this car. But I have something more. So Tamiya brings out extra hop-ups for this car. This is a full ball bearing set for the MB01. So all the ball bearings. All the ball bearings are extra exclusively, so I don't need the parts that are inside. I use this one. That's better for driving. And then I have some low friction balls. You can use this for the steering. It's not special for the MB01. It is for the TT02. But I think it is good, it will fit the same. I have two parts of this because in the front and in the back they are built the same, so you need 8 of these low friction balls. Then I have a special servo from Carson. Thank you for Carson to helping me with this video. This is a low profile servo. It is water resistant and it's from Carson, one of the faster ones, so I want to race it. This is good. This is for me a cheap and good servo for this car. And I'm really a little bit, I don't know how to say, I bought a cockpit for a touring car. So here's the cockpit. This is normally for the bigger cars, but I have to cut it down so it fits in this Fiat. So if you are interested in how I built this chassis, follow me in this video and have a nice day. So, see you on my working desk here. Fiat Abarth MB01. This is interesting. Before this chassis is the first one you can build as an wheel drive or front wheel drive. Very interesting. So you have two kinds of how you build your chassis. You can see it here a little bit more better. Whoops. So engine in the back wheel drive. Engine in the front wheel drive, and especially when you bring the motor back you can have two positions, a low position and a high position for the engine. I don't know exactly at the moment why, but it is interesting. If you have front wheel drive you can't put it off because the servo has to be needs the space, so you can't bring it in a higher you can't bring it higher. I don't know. So inclusive ESC, so speed controller. I don't know if there is what engine is inside. I want to use the torque tuned motor, so I have an extra torque tuned motor for this model. So let's take a look inside.
So it's a little bit fast forward now because I did a longer version of the unboxing for this car. So let's take a look inside. So we have all the new plastic parts. Here's the Lexan body. It looks really cool and there are different kinds. Everything is new. The tires are interesting because we have big wheels and small wheels for the front. And you have to see the new chassis here with the 3 different wheelbase you can use. And these parts are the electric parts. And here inside you can see I put some upgrades inside, so low friction balls. I bring a torque tuned motor inside. Here in Germany we have this ESC von Carson. It's an Hobbywing clone, and yeah, these are the parts for the body, with the engine, the chrome parts, and yeah, the last one. And what's interesting is the manual is for this models or for the future models. There will be for every model an extra manual that is interesting, like the older one from Tamiya. And the way the instruction works is different, because you have the parts you are building are darker and the older parts are become more not so bright in the color, so a little bit more gray or so. There you can see the different wheelbases, so there's an extra map for the different wheelbases and the where you build the engine, and here are the stickers, the decals for this body, for the car. It's really interesting. So the original one has red stripes. This one is blue now. So if you want to have old stickers, it's a little bit difficult to get them. And now let's start building. So there's my tools for this stuff, and I do a short version, so you don't see me building all the stuff. I skip to the interesting parts, that what I think is interesting to build. So in this part you can see the gearing for this car, and this is the interesting part. This is the biggest gear you can use for this car, and there I show you that there are two different pins. There's one who is 10 millimeters in length, and one is a little bit longer, and you use the longer one on the other side. So it is this pin is an extra. It is in an extra bag. So I make a mistake and put the wrong metal pin inside. But yeah, you need the longer ones for the other side. So where the gearing is there's a smaller ones. So that was a mistake I make. So look at the manual. And yeah, when it runs good, it feels great. And yeah, now I put the engine inside the chassis, so it's like a marriage for the car. When the engine comes in, there are two screws from under it to fix the body, to fix the engine. And now I'm preparing the differential. You can use differential from the TT02 and TT01 for this model in the same way. And yeah, that runs good. If you want to change wheel back drive to front wheel drive, you have to put out the differential and switch the side. Now I'm switching an hop up, so some tuning. I bought for the TT02 the metal low friction balls, and you can use them for the MB02. So that's great to have some upgrade parts for the body at the moment, because from Tamiya by itself there are only the ball gearings. So inside this model are ball gearings too. Now I show you the arms, and you can screw a special. You can screw a screw inside where you can change the way the lift arm lifts. Yeah, now I put the steering together. Or in this way, the front and the back side are identical, the same. So what you switch is when you drive from forward to backwheel drive, you switch the stick to the to the front or to the back of the car, and then you can have a front drive car or a back drive car. Now you put the front part of the chassis together. This is the way where you choose the wheelbase. So this is the smallest wheelbase, 210 millimeters. You can choose 225 and 239 millimeters. I used the shortest one for the Fiat Abarth. Yeah. And yeah, this is, I look, if it's good running, you have to always check, is it good running, and feel it's good, then it's okay. So here are the new frictions, the dampers. And I put it together, so this is the final result. It is oilless, so just friction damper. And you can see I put this pin inside, then I use the part for the upside, then I fix it with this pin. That's all for the main part. And then you can put on the spring, or now the distance disc, and now the spring, and now the part for the upside, and then it's downside, and then it's ready. You can, if the length of this bumper is 52 millimeters, so if you are interested in upgrade all shocks, you can use the mini shocks from Tamiya. So they are between 50 or 55 millimeters. Then you are on a good side and have a good old bumpers or friction. I don't know how to say it. But that will start for the will work for the start. Now I put them on the chassis. Yeah, and I think the whole chassis looks really good at the moment. It was cool to build a new chassis from Tamiya. I like Tamiya parts, but the MO5 and MO6, I built so many of them, so the MB01 is nice for me. Now I'm telling what was my mistakes I built. I have with the building, so it was at once the differential. I screwed the screws from the wrong side inside, and I mixed the pins, what I told you at the beginning. So if you use the pins they are told in the manual, then you are on the good side. Yeah, and then I go to the next step, and this is to bring up the parts for. So at the moment I screw in the servo. You can see it by the lights. This is the next day, and yeah, now I put the wheels together. So for the back side, they are bigger wheels with the bigger diameters. A little bit more. You can see it here. You have the smaller one for the front and the bigger one for back side, for the back. And I take a look of which they have marks on the side. So I think the smaller one has Tamiya only on one side, and the bigger one shows Tamiya on both sides. And yeah, if you put them together, squeeze them a lot so they fit good in the parts and it feels good, and they are round. That's important that they are round, not bumpy or so. And when you want to glue them inside, so you can put it on the table and then put a little bit the rubber from the wheel and put some super glue inside. And then turn the wheel a little bit and put some more super glue inside, so then the wheels are good fixed and ready for racing. And you can put a rubber band around it after it, so you have more pressure on the glue. And now I show you the parts where you put the wheels on. They are from plastic, but you can buy extra aluminium parts for hop-ups, and then they are a little bit more durable. They don't break so easy. So I have sometimes problems with the plastic ones. They broke a little bit fast. Yeah, now I put on the engine and the ESC, and you see always you have this problem. Why is there a blue and a green cable, and the blue and green have to come together, and both yellow ones, I don't know where they don't fix the colors. That's always for, if you are really beginner, you are a little bit confused by this. And now I put on the, zippers. And I make the cables or the engine parts, electric parts. I try to put them nice together, that they look good inside the chassis. Yeah, I show where I take the cable and oh, yeah. So on this part, next to the ESC, I will put the receiver, and now I bring up the upper parts, and now you fix the steering. So at the moment, I have fixed wheels on the back side, so you can't turn them there. But for the front, there's turning parts. I don't know, and yeah, you can choose a little bit. So here I show in which direction the ball heads have to go, and then put it together. And yeah, that's close to the end. So here it is. Now I have one more stick from the servo to the steering. Yeah, and then the chassis is ready. I like it. It's a little bit compact, so it's small. You have a lot of space in front and behind the wheel, so there's no really problems with other bodies for this chassis. And yeah, everything feels good. It's a little bit like it's Tamiya. It's a little bit wobbling plastic parts, but it's okay. Tamiya works like this, and if everybody drives the same chassis, that's okay for them or for me. Yeah, I hope you liked this video. That is a part I do not so often talking English about stuff like this, But if you have questions, please type them under the video. I will try to answer them. And yeah, please subscribe. I think sometimes I will bring extra English parts for my viewers from all over the world. Yeah, there are a show where you can put the battery. You can put bigger LiPo batteries inside. That's great. Yeah, and so please, yeah, let's subscribe to my channel. Have a nice weekend if you build this car. It's a cool car, and have some fun with driving RC cars outside. So see you and bye bye.